5 burnt in Mogbazar building fire. Prime Minister calls for attention to check mosquito. High Court rejects Khalda Zia's bail again. And death toll rises to 34 in Delhi violence. Those were the headlines. This is ATN News. Good afternoon, viewers. I'm Riti Prova with news at 5. 3 people, including a child, have died and 5 others suffered burns in a fire in capital Dhaka's Iskatun. The fire that broke out at the garage located on the ground floor of a 5-story building at Dilu Road in city's Mogbazar area early Friday. 2 of the deceased were identified as Abdul Qadir Liton and AKM Rashdi, 5-year-old son of Shahidul Kirmani. 8 firefighting units extinguished the blaze through 1-hour effort. Firefighters rescued 20 people and found 3 others dead. Among those rescued, 5 people were sent to the burn unit of Dhaka Medical College Hospital. Shahidul Kirmani and his wife Janatul Firdos have been kept on life support with 43 and 95% burns respectively. Garments accessories are housed on the 1st and 2nd floors, while the garage is the only exit and entry point of the building. The cause of the fire is still unclear. The newly elected mayors and councillor of Dhaka North and Dhaka South City Corporations have taken oath today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina administered oath to DNCC and DSCC mayors-elect Atikul Islam and barrister Sheikh Fazle Nur Taposh respectively. Later, LGRD and Cooperatives Minister Tajul Islam administered oath to the councillors elected from both general wards and reserved seats. While addressing the oath-taking ceremony, the Prime Minister asked the newly elected mayors and councillors to take effective measures in advance to control the dengue-borne Aedes mosquitoes ahead of the rainy season. She sought cooperation from the newly elected representatives to implement the ongoing mega development projects properly in time in Dhaka city. Ruling Awami League General Secretary, Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir has said he does not even think avoiding India to participate in the programs of Mujib Year. He made the statement during a press conference at the Secretariat on Thursday in reply to a query of journalists in the wake of the violence in New Delhi. Indian Prime Minister is the main speaker of Mujib Year program. He said the incidents of Delhi is an internal matter of India, so Bangladesh have nothing to say about it. India has been invited to the Mujib Year program as the country is the main ally during the liberation war of Bangladesh, he maintained. The High Court has rejected incarcerated BNP chairperson Khalda Zia's bail petition in the Zia Charitable Trust corruption case again. The court also said that the treatment of the former Prime Minister is possible at Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Medical University, BSMMU. The bench of Justice Obaidul Hassan and Justice AKM Zohirul Haq passed the order after hearing the bail petition on Thursday. Earlier in the morning, the Supreme Court Registrar General placed the medical report before the bench submitted by the authorities of BSMMU a day ago. In the report, the BSMMU said that the BNP has not given her consent to advance treatment recommended by the medical board of the hospital. The Hajj agencies of Bangladesh, Hub and pilgrims are on the face of loss worth Taka 50 crore as Saudi Arabia slaps a temporary ban on Umrah due to the coronavirus. Shahadat Hussain Taslim, the president of Hub, made this statement at a press conference at capital's Noya Polton on Thursday afternoon. Earlier, he placed various opinions for those who are willing to perform Umrah this year. He said those who have already paid airfare and rented hotel are on the face of loss. He said the hub authority will try to realize the money through the airlines. He, however, called for waiting for government decision in this regard. 23 Bangladeshi Mo nationals have been evacuated from China's Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. They were flown to Delhi on Thursday by a special flight with a number of other Indian nationals, said the Indian High Commission in Dhaka. The Bangladeshi nationals will be quarantined in special facility in suburbs in Delhi. Earlier, India expressed willingness to take some Bangladeshi students on board from Wuhan with Indian nationals upon necessary permission. A 3-day U.S. trade show with the participation of U.S. business and trade companies has kicked off in Dhaka. Industries Minister Nurul Majid Mahmood Humayun inaugurated the show at a 5-star hotel in Dhaka on Thursday. During the 27th arrangement of its kind, products of more than 100 companies will be exhibited at 80 booths. A total of 4 seminars on higher education in the USA, trade and Indo-Pacific economic vision of US will take place during the show. Now news from around the world. The death toll in the deadly violence that has rocked parts of Delhi for 3 days rose to 34 on Thursday. While a brutal quiet settled over parts of riot hit northeast Delhi on Wednesday, violence was reported from some other places, with shops set ablaze and the body of an intelligence bureau staffer found in a drain in Chandbagh. This week's battles between Hindus and Muslims have seen mobs armed with swords, guns, acid race parts of a northeastern district of the Indian capital. The clashes, which also left more than 200 injured, were triggered by protests against a citizenship law seen by many critics as anti-Muslim and part of Hindu nationalist agenda. They exploded into brutal violence on Monday and Tuesday, with residents forced to flee their homes after seeing dwellings destroyed, a mosque attacked, and a tire market and 2 schools set ablaze. Saudi Arabia on Thursday suspended visas for visits to Islam's holiest cities for the Umrah pilgrimage, an unprecedented move triggered by coronavirus fears that raises questions over the Hajj, which starts in July. The kingdom, which hosts millions of pilgrims every year in the cities of Mecca and Medina, also suspended visas for tourists from countries with reported infections as fears of a pandemic deepen. Saudi Arabia, which so far has reported no cases of the virus but has expressed alarm over its spread in neighboring countries, said the suspensions were temporary. It provided no time frame for when they will be lifted. Gulf countries have already announced a raft of measures, including flight suspensions and school closures, to curb the spread of the disease from people returning from pilgrimages to Iran. China reported 29 more deaths on Thursday from the new coronavirus epidemic, the lowest daily figure in almost a month, and the number of fresh infections rose slightly. The death toll now stands at 2,744 in mainland China, according to the National Health Commission. The daily tally of fatalities has fallen for 3 straight days now, hitting the lowest mark since January 29, when 26 new deaths were reported. The Commission reported 433 new cases, with all but 24 in central Hubei province, the epicenter of the outbreak that first emerged in December in its capital, Wuhan. There are now nearly 78,500 cases in total. The number of new infections outside Hubei had been falling steadily in the past week, but it went back up from 5 on Wednesday. While Hubei remains under lockdown, cities in the rest of the country are slowly returning to work. The schools remain closed, and Beijing requires people returning to the capital to go into 14 days self-quarantine.
You know, China has, in a way, a head start. You have been dealing.
Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. 3 killed, 5 burnt in Mog Bazar building fire. Prime Minister calls for attention to check mosquito. High Court rejects Khalda Zia's bail again. And death toll rises to 34 in Delhi violence. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.